Hey, everybody. Rise and shine and give God the glory. How's everybody out there doing? I just wanted to come in, do a quick little chit chat, and hopefully I will be able to talk to a few of you. Welcome to the stream. I thank you for dropping in. Give us a little like and subscribe and chime in if you like. I just wanted to say, first of all, that my thoughts and my prayers are with Rita, who is a fellow content creator on YouTube. And I want to extend my heartfelt concerns out to her um, as she is currently looking for her 21-year-old daughter, La Brea, that she's been not been seen since last Wednesday. She's been missing from the Baltimore DMV area since last Wednesday, and no one. She hasn't been to work, and she actually works. I believe it is for Amazon, and she enjoys her job um, at Amazon, and she also helped her grandmother get a job, and they work in the same area in the same department, and they were supposed to work together this past Saturday, and she didn't show up for work, and she normally works Saturdays and works a double, so she hasn't been seen or heard from since Wednesday, which now is Monday, so it's 2 days short of a week. And now I have um, daughters, I have sons, um, all adult except for one, and I couldn't imagine having to go out door to door, day to day, and rely on the help from anyone, let alone trying to concentrate and keep your mind together while you're looking for your child. I mean, with all of the sex trafficking and all of the abduction of young women and all of the things that are going on around the world, and by her being such a beautiful, attractive young lady, this um, heightens the concerns. I couldn't imagine my heart being in the place that Rita's heart is in right now. It has to be hard to concentrate with that missing piece in your life when your daughter is missing, and you can't go on with life as usual. Now let me say that I understand that they may have had a difficult relationship. I understand that they may have had some misunderstandings that played out um, on the internet and things like that, which, it's unfortunate. But let me say this. The Bible says that he that is without sin cast the first stone. Okay? So, who out of anyone that can hear my voice, or as far as my voice reaches, who out there can say that they have not had any situations where they regret have happened within your family or friends or loved ones or what have you, no matter whether it played out on the internet or not? Some of your situations may not play out on the internet, but it's going on. You know, you have situations that are going on at home with your family members that you are not speaking to or haven't spoken to for a great number of days, years, months, whatever. You have situations that you don't care to discuss. You say, I'm done with them, I'm finished with them, this, that, and the third. But if something were to happen to him or her, your heart would be torn to pieces. We have to put ourselves in this position. Now, I've heard some very callous things in the last few days, and it's really hurtful. I've heard people say, make it sound like maybe she doesn't even have a right to be upset. Maybe she doesn't have a right to say anything, or that's what she gets, or she had something to do with it, or I'm not interested in the negativity. I'm not interested in hearing anyone speak so guile and so evil against what's going on in Rita's life right now. It's not my concern. Then you have people who are overstepping their bounds, perhaps by making calls or making steps or something that maybe other people feel like they shouldn't have done. That's not my concern. It's not my business. It's not my business what goes on in anybody's household. Now, what we see on the internet or whatever, whether it's for a gag or a whistle, whatever it's for, that's one thing. But to mock someone because their child is missing or to say that they are somehow at fault when you have no evidence of that, I mean, just to say it's off a scam or this or that, I think that's very callous and unnecessary. Put yourself in that person's shoes. Don't say it can't happen or it won't happen, because it could and it would. I didn't think a lot of things could ever happen to me, and I don't bother anyone, but they happen. I would never put myself so high above anything and anyone else. And I think that for people to be so evil and so mean, it's just it's it's just not right. You know, some people that I've heard um make certain statements. Um, I've heard them from way back in the beginning of their YouTube career, and I've seen them evolve from one situation to another. And there was a time that I applauded them because of the progress that they were making and the great job that they were doing. But then I saw that some people also transition along with their evolution. And in that, I mean, you know, you might start out a very decent person, a very beautiful person, and you end up a callous individual because it's what sells, or it's what's or maybe that's what you were in the beginning, and you were just good at masking it. I've seen others who have been or claim to be in ministry. Okay, you've been in ministry, you've been preaching, you've been teaching, you were evangelist, and this, that, and the other, and then you cursing out the next person and calling them this, that, and the third. And I don't have nothing to do with your personal walk. I'm just saying that your tree ain't bearing the fruit. You know what I'm saying? The tree ain't bearing no spiritual fruit. If you are a prophetess, preacher, teacher, evangelist, whatever you are, be that. Stay that. But you can't you can't straddle the fence and then be so callous and cut somebody down because at this point in time, I don't care what you think personally of that individual, that girl's child is missing. I don't care how tight you hold your child, something can happen to your eye. A very dear church member of mine that I went to church with, faithful in worship. Her daughter went to church with her. Her son went to church with her every Sunday or every Wednesday, every revival, every time the church doors open. As a matter of fact, they were between services and they stopped at a gas station for her mom to get out and put gas in her truck. She got out to put gas in her truck, and there was a shootout at the gas station. When she jumped in the car to try to get them out of the line of fire, she was talking about it to her daughter, and she looked over, and her daughter was slumped over. And her daughter, Christy, died and had absolutely nothing to do with what was going on outside of that car. They were church members. They were faithful to the Lord, and everything else had nothing to do with it. And Christy is dead now. So her life was snubbed away from her, and her mother did everything she could to protect her, to raise her in the fear and the admonition of the Lord. And her life was snubbed out. So you can't say what can and cannot happen to you. All you can do is pray and ask God to cover them. But don't let your heart be in such a bad place that you can't be corrected by God if necessary. Don't be so brute and so high and mighty and above yourself that you let your words spew out things that your heart and your pride can't take back. Because a lot of times you say stuff, and then even if God work on you behind closed doors, your pride won't allow you to come back and say, you know what, I went a little too far, I was wrong. This girl is going through some stuff, and yes, she's going through some family situations, and it doesn't matter. But when you are in a dark place, and when you are going through something very stressful, you can't say how you will react because you don't know. So what she was talking about what was going on with her husband. That's what's happening right now. She is overwhelmed. She is stressed out. So what? If you don't like what's going on, don't listen to her page. Stay off of it. Learn to be quiet. Study to be quiet. Everything is not content and everything is not worthy of you breeding evil and ugly. And that's exactly what's going on. Some people are out there breeding ugly, breeding evil, breeding negativity. And it's all for your own personal gain. I would never support people like that. And I'll just continue my support. I supported those people in the beginning, a lot of them. But now I don't have no space in my heart for somebody that could breed evil. Like, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And I've watched that person or some of these people go from someone who I kikied and thought it was funny and to somebody I just wouldn't even find myself associating with. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of them have a lot they need to work on. And I can tell just by looking at them. Don't forget, I got a discerning eye. I have a discerning eye. I do walk in the prophetic ministry, but I don't have to broadcast that because that's my relationship with God. Be careful what you say and be careful what you do when you talk about anything else. Murphy's Law. What goes around comes back around. And some things you don't want to come around. It's not fun when the rabbit got the gun. Just because it's not you right now does not mean it cannot be you. Don't be so heaven. So I'm sorry. Don't be so quick to gain wealth and notoriety, that you lose your grace with God, that you lose your relationship with God, that you forget who brought you here in the first place. Some of you guys got some stuff you need to be working on one on one. You need to be in that mirror talking to the man in the mirror and not on YouTube talking about everybody else. It's not right. It's ugly. We're going to continue to pray for Rita and pray for Lala, and I pray uh, continuously that that baby comes home safe, that um, there's no harm to her, nothing that's done to her that's not reversible. Keep her protected, Lord, from anything imaginable, from COVID, from sexual abuse, from being induced with drugs or any intoxicants that could damage her body, her mind, her spirit, her every, Lord, just cover her and cover the family. I pray that you bring peace to the situation and, you know, bring peace and not pride to this beef sector. Bless them. I'm so glad I'm not involved in any of those things. Yeah, I don't have a huge subscriber count yet, but one reason I don't is I refuse to sell my soul. I refuse to sell my soul to gain notoriety. If I can't build my channel on the things that I enjoy doing, then it's okay being the way it is. I'll be okay. God will provide, just as He always has. It's not that I don't. I could do a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I love to have a good time. I can joke. I'm a comedian. I'm an actress. I'm a poet. I sing a little bit. I cook. I do a whole lot of things. Ministry. Do a lot of things. But some things just can't be compromised, and my integrity is one. Okay, so next. So it has been said that our current sitting president, Mr. Trump, has 13 people in their camp that has come down with coronavirus, and it has been recommended by the medical professionals that he and his team, the White House team, quarantine for the next 2 weeks. Um, Vice President Joe Pence has 5 of his close workers, including his chief of staff, who has been infected with the COVID virus. And they have also been asked to quarantine. With the election coming within days now, do you think Donald Trump is going to quarantine? Do you think he's going to listen? Does he care enough about the country that he leads and the people that he worked closely to? Does he care enough about these people to take the advice of the doctors and quarantine? Or is he going to be Donald Trump and do what he wants to do? Is he going to continue to do what he wants to do? I want you guys to comment below. Let me see what you think about all of it. If you have something to say about Rita's situation, or if you have something to say about our current sitting, y'all's current sitting president, Mr. Trump, whether or not he's going to be a leader, lead by example, and do what he's supposed to do. Let me know what you guys think, okay? And I appreciate you for tuning in. I gotta go. Got some things to take care of. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to pray. I love you on purpose. And nothing you can do about it. I don't say goodbye because it's too permanent. So we'll just say later for now.